Hello and welcome back. My name's Alex, aka Polymonster. I'm back again trying to finish off this scraper for Phonica records so I can use it in my app, Diig, which is for iOS. Last time I managed to scrape most of the info I needed from the HTML of the web page using this dev mode to kind of identify bits I needed and then scraping them in from HTML into JSON, which will then be uploaded to Firebase. So what I have now is I gave myself a little to-do list last time, which just had the things that were missing. So here we go. We need to get ID, label link, the catalog number, artwork, and store tags. The catalog number actually is not present anywhere. So I think I'm going to have to go with something like just giving it the label name. I can't find it anywhere in Phonica. It doesn't really matter. It does use it in the app itself. It kind of has the catalog number at the top. Not too much of a big deal. And then the other things should be, label link might not be possible, but the other things should be. So I'm going to get on with that now. I already know where the ID is. The ID is actually in the product list. It's in there multiple times. So here's the artist name, Alvar, and the ID is this number. So what I'm going to do is just get that out because I already have it. Right, that one was pretty quick. The ID here, I've got ID, and I'm calling all the IDs, prefixing them with the store name, just because there might be collisions in terms of the ID system across multiple stores, so that's kind of giving it a unique identifier. And then the ID part was present in all of these elements ID, so all I had to do was take an existing one that I'd used or found, and I did it from the image element, and that just was able to parse, get the value of ID, the ID field. So I already had these little functions, get value, that made that really simple. So ID is done. Next up, I'm going to try and go for the artwork. So the content is inside this block of JSON, which is in each product's individual page. What I'm going to do is just going to see, because this one's called _big.jpg. I wonder if I can figure out or find the different sizes, and then I can basically, once I get the URL, hopefully it'll be the same ID but _med or small maybe. Let's see if I can just guess it. Right, that's that one. We don't have a small. Do we have a med? No. We only have big. I wonder if I can find it in the network. So interestingly, in the JSON there is the AWS raw address, and then in here it's using CloudFront, which is the caching server, which ideally the CloudFront one would be the one to query, but I think it might just do that automatically if it's cached anyway. Let's reload this page. So there's two URLs. There's the S3 AWS like raw link, and then there's also the CloudFront one. They're the same file name but with a different kind of domain name to deliver it. So when doing this, I can extract them both, and I can kind of assume the same format, but I can't figure out how to get the different size thumbnails, which doesn't really matter. I'll just splat them across the whole vector. It's expecting 3 different size ones, because some of the stores have different size thumbnails and larger images as well. Right, I managed to do that. So I used my find parse nested function, which I modified from last time, which I already had the basic version of anyway, to find this meta property image and then get the value of the content inside that. So that's what that looks like, is this meta property of image, then it has content equals, and then that's the CloudFront address for it. I think that should be okay as the end point. The actual raw one is in there, but I think for now that's going to be fine. They're all taking the big one at the moment. Potentially it could be a case of finding out what the convention is for the different size thumbnails, but the app expects 3 of them. I think it ends up using just 1 of them anyway, but that can be updated at a later time. So I have the artworks in a usable sense. I already know that there is no catalog number, but what I'm going to do in terms of catalog number, I'm just going to make sure that the element is in the release, and then it's just going to be a stub. It's called cat, the catalog number for the label release. I think in the app, I'll have to refresh my memory, but it renders the label name and then dash, and then it has the catalog number. So it's just going to be an empty string, and then I can handle that case quite easily. So this is just going to be an empty string. That just means if I'm accessing that, there's no problems is going to be caused. Okay. Now back to find out some more information about the website itself. So, for example, Excel recordings. Okay, they do have a label link somewhere, and that takes you to all of the label of Excel recordings, or all of the label of New Groove records. Okay, let's just double check. I can't see so here I can't see any catalog number to do with this record. Let's go on to the page. House Sounds Vol 2, the name. It's got the record label link again. Yeah, it just doesn't look to display it. What I basically did before was I found one of the releases on Discogs. Let's see, actually, let's do it from the Phonica product page. So here's the product page, and this one is for Doc and Pill, Serenity. And I'll just double check. There is no information. So what I care about really is what is the catalog number of this. When Discogs is the voice of truth when it comes to records, and it's on here. Then this is the record. This is the catalog number, and S-Now 006 is nowhere to be found in here. And then I scraped this before, and there is no, oh no, that's the wrong one. Let's see, products. So that string is to be nowhere to be found. Maybe the full stop might be a bit misleading. Yeah, I just think it's a case of like they literally don't put that information anywhere. So in this case, just the empty stub, and I'll see how that appears in the app, and then I'll have to reformat the thing. If the catalog number's not present, there's no need displaying a dash, or I think I might do a colon, but can get to that when I'm updating the app itself. So now label link was present. Let's see if I can find that in, I think it's in the products page. So label, yeah, we already have the label elem in here, so there is label elem, and it's a case of getting the link from that elem. And it was a href. Label link, Kalahari Oyster Cult. Let's go. Yes, perfect. That is Kalahari Oyster Cult. Okay, so now we have label link. The only thing left to do is store tags. So store tags have, let's go in the release schema. There's some dumped HTMLs that I stored that I cared about, so I'll put the the Phonica ones in there when I'm finished. But now, yeah, in terms of this, we have store tags out of stock. Is something we need to find out. Has sold out is something that's manually tracked. Has charted is something that's manually tracked. Pre-order is something that needs to be found out. So let me just do this. Out of stock and pre-order, was it? I'm just sticking these here so I get the correct naming. Okay, so ideally I want to get this from the products page, because I don't want to have to, if I'm parsing this, I can get lots of releases stock notification in one page instead of having to open the individual pages. And that means if I already have all the information for each of these releases, I don't have to then open the page for them. It just means it's a little bit quicker. So there is something pricing. Circle shade blue. I think I might need to figure out what they actually mean. So blue is pre-order. So that's information I need. Green is in stock and red is out of stock. And they are part of these ones. Stock indicator. So this is stock indicator for the particular item itself. I think I should be able to find that because now I have the ID actually. So now we got the ID. I'm just going to get the raw ID. I think they come afterwards, so image elem. Stock elem, and then it's ID stock indicator. Which, to be honest, this is probably going to find it without having to append the ID. Let me see how it gets on. Oh. Need to at least print stock elem. Stock indicator. It parses a bit more info than I actually need, but that's fine. And yeah, it doesn't need appending, so this is fine. Just makes it a bit nicer in terms of how the code looks. So stock LM, we know it's circle shape green. Switchy current color. So they've got circle shape blue, circle shape green, and circle shape red. I think that might be it. On there, I just need to make sure. Right, store tags now. Let's see if that actually works. Out of stock, false. Pre-orders, false. I'm gonna have to check these manually. On the home page, it might be a bit more difficult because they're probably all going to be in stock. Yes. Right, that needs more testing, but I think it's pretty much hooked up in principle. So that was a quick one. I'm going to leave it there. Basically, I have all of the information parsed. One thing that I'm doing currently, the track URLs, the artworks, are all coming from the same release because they're using this cached product page. But what I'm going to do next time is I'll start scraping more pages. That needs to go into metadata about the store, and then this store info is going to drive how many pages and which things get scraped, and then going to properly start hooking that up and automating it on a GitHub action. So that's it for now. If you want to see more of this or you like what I'm doing, please like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff, and let me know what you think. Bye.